Hi guys, in today's video we're just going to take a relaxing trip through the thrift store. I will show you guys what I bought, and at the end of the video I'll give you an idea of how I used it. So I had to bring this guy home. He is a cute little owl. He's brass, which I'm totally crazy about these days, but he is attached to a ruler and he's probably just a 1970s or so desk piece. I'm gonna look him up and see what I can find out, but for $1.99 I took my chances. He might just end up living with me. I did grab some of these little emerald green vases, so I really like using these to put plant starts in when I take plant cuttings. They're the perfect size, and the plants do really well in them. So I will show you guys later how I have a small collection of these that I use for propagating new plants. The picture section has been such a bust these days. There was this cute chalkware piece, but it was broken and it didn't have the match. I didn't find any frames or prints otherwise. Kind of a bummer. Just a few ways over, they had the 12 Days of Christmas Pepsi glasses. These are pretty collectible. People really like these. Not worth a whole lot, but I did leave those so anyone who collects them would be able to snatch them up. There wasn't a ton in glassware today. I did look over though and find some really pretty green depression glass saucers. I'm going to put these under a black light to see if they glow. But at our Goodwill, the saucers are only 29 cents. So for that price, I thought I'll go ahead and grab them and most likely put them in the sell pile. But they sure are pretty. This fella was so cute, new with the tags, cute little dog. Great price. He was just $3.99. But I have so much Halloween, so I'm hoping someone who is just as enthusiastic about Halloween will go snatch him up. This box was really cute. I like using extra boxes, not just for storage, but to stage things on bookshelves. And this one was $3.99. It is not leather, it's actually embossed paper. That is on the box, but the inside was really clean and it was in nice shape. It just needs a little cleaning up on the outside. But I'm going to use this for some staging for my fall stuff, so stay tuned and I will show you guys how I used it and dressed this cute little piece up. This was a fun find. It actually had two prices on it, $4.99 and $1.99, so not quite sure what's going on there. But it's a Francoma pottery piece. This would be really valuable if it wasn't in such bad shape. But unfortunately, it had quite a few chips and cracks, and I'm not quite sure it would hold liquid. But I left it there. Maybe someone will grab it for a display piece. Speaking of pottery, I love California pottery, especially the little deer and gazelle and animals. This was cute. The price was great, but the whole bottom had been chipped off and repaired. So I was a little pickier today and left that behind. I know it seems like I left a lot behind today, including this lantern. I was going to dress this up for fall, put twinkle lights and stuff like that in it. But the more I looked at it, it was just in such bad shape. So I decided to go ahead and leave that behind. It would need to be sanded and repainted, and even the inserts were pretty dirty and just needed a lot of work. So I went ahead and shelved that, but a few aisles over, I got these cute Holly Hobby stitched prints, and these look like they're hand stitched. There's a pair of them. They would look adorable in a nursery. They were around $2.50 each, and a lot of people still collect the Holly Hobby stuff, so I do like to grab it when I see it. This will be going into the sell pile. 'Tis the season for Christmas. I haven't found a ton yet. I'm always looking for vintage Christmas because I keep it for myself and for my own tree and displays. A lot of just kind of knick-knacky junk today. Nothing much there. I did find this really cool bread saver. This would be from like the 1950s, and that little red handle on it is Bakelite, which was used in place of plastic. The price was decent, $4.99. So someone who collects vintage kitchen would really love this. Speaking of vintage kitchen, I always grab these little old jars when I see them. Not only are they usually really reasonable, this one was only $1.49, but I'm going to show you guys how I use these at Christmas. Peeking in my cart, I loved that blue glass piece. I think my daughters might actually steal that from me for only $1.99. I had to get it. Something I passed on and now I'm regretting it. There were these cool, I think they're called pampas plants or pampas leaves. They go really with the whole bohemian theme. They don't so much go with my house too much, so I actually left those behind, which I quickly regretted because, as you can see at Hobby Lobby, they are $20 each. So that is a regret I'm kicking myself over. Perusing the metal, one of my favorite spots to look. You know, I have found sterling silver in this area before, and quite often actually. So I always check when I see old silver pieces. This one, I just flipped it over and it's silver plate. Some of these I still use for decoration. I have a lot of vintage silver plate, some pieces that I inherited that I like to add to. But otherwise, there were just a few little small things in that area that I grabbed. I really loved this little easel. I think it will be so cute to put a picture or photograph on. That was just a few bucks, and I really liked this candle holder. This is gonna go on a gallery wall. Kind of a random find, and it was only 29 cents. This is vintage shelf paper. So this is what your 1950s housewife would have used to line shelves and cabinets to keep them nice and clean. The pattern's not spectacular. Usually the fruit ones go for a lot more, but I still grabbed this one to see what I could do with it. Perusing the holiday aisle again, I went back and I was like, surely I can find something. And it was just either picked over or just hasn't been stocked up very well. But as you can see, it's just a lot of really random things and nothing that caught my eye. I did really get excited when I saw this globe until I saw that they had $7.99 on it, and it's basically falling apart. So this would have been good for a project maybe, but for $8, I left that behind. Another cute kind of California pottery piece. I love the pink pottery. This one was nice. It'd work well as a planter. It would be more of a keep piece because of the condition it's in though. Okay, so before we get started showing you what I am going to do with the stuff that I bought, I just have to show you, I find these Scentsy bars at thrifts all the time. I get them as long as they're new. They're $1.50 usually or less. And this burner actually came from the Goodwill bins. So I'm going to go ahead and get that going. And the first thing I'm going to show you is how I use the green vases. You can see on the shelf, everything is thrifted on here, by the way. I use these little green vases to put plant cuttings in and so that I can repot them later. So I'm going to do the same thing with the pair that I bought today. I'm just going to find a nice sunny spot for them. Please excuse the dust. We totally live here. And I'm going to go ahead and put some cuttings in. So these are ones that have already been started a little bit. So I went ahead and put those in there, and now they're going to get a nice sunny spot in the window where they will continue to grow until I can go ahead and plant them. You can see in my old bird cage, I do this with a lot of small containers and bottles and whatnot. So they always turn out really cute. So I told you I might sell the owl, I might keep it. As of right now, the owl is on my desk. That's a picture of my grandmother behind it and my mother. That's on a thrifted tray, along with just some other little treasures that I found. But I think he's going to be staying there for a bit. I also wanted to show you, I don't know if I showed you guys when I bought it, but I did find this little copper pitcher today. It's going to go in my fall decor. That cute little stand that I bought, I don't know. I thought I could put maybe a book on it or pictures on it. So far, everything looks so cute. I even tried putting some little postcards on it, and it was just adorable. So I'm definitely going to be keeping this and probably using it some different ways and switching things around. Of course, everything I've used on it is thrifted. I don't think these count as thrifted. These are our rescue dogs, so they just are yeah, they're not in the mood, so we'll keep moving. Okay, so those jars that I told you about, I always grab them because what I like to do is spray paint the lids on them, and then at Christmas I put holiday ornaments in them, and I usually sell these at markets and events and things like that, but I also usually do a set or two for myself. So you can put ornaments or bulbs or really any kind of thing in them, and they look adorable. Really easy to do. I just find really cheap spray paint, and I even find thrifted bulbs that I can use in the jars. You don't need anything fancy, and it turns out really nice. Okay, so here's a few other little thrifted things that you'll be seeing in another video. So with that, I will say goodbye and have a wonderful day. If you liked this video, be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss any videos in the future. And just because I'm still salty over missing out on these gorgeous pampas leaves, I don't even know if that's what they're called, I thought I would end this video with a picture. So if you happen to see them, make sure you grab them.